Ingers me home, diddy hoon, gada sadu. Yeber spear, horn, gear, spear, bork, bork, bork.
Hello, YouTubers. How are you guys doing? It's Sunday night, and we are doing an extra video. We're actually making dinner, and we're borrowing an idea from a friend of ours. I had mentioned him already yesterday, Mr. Tim, and he made a noodleless lasagna using eggplant, mushrooms, and zucchini. And he did his kind of a specific way, didn't do it with any meat with it. I'm going to kind of take from his idea and just kind of add and put my own little twist on it. Just so, you know, my friends and people I know who may not be friends on his page can, you know, borrow this idea as well, because it sounds excellent and its points and calories wise is great. So we're going to show you here real quick what you use, like I said, instead of the lasagna noodles, that we've got cut up eggplant.
Did you tell them what we're making?
Yeah, noodleless lasagna.
Okay.
There's more eggplant, and then over there is some cut up zucchini. We skin the eggplant. We only partially skimmed the zucchini. And then the last part of it, we haven't cut them up yet, but those are the Portabella mushrooms. Just like Tim, we're going to make sure it's just the caps. So we haven't cut those up yet. What you do with these once they're cut up is, like I said, we put them on the cookie sheet. Put them on the cookie sheet with a little bit of on the parchment paper. Put a little bit of spray of, we already had it too because he used it and it's great, olive oil, Pam Olive Oil cooking spray, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and that's it. 425 on your oven for, I think the eggplant's going to go in for about 15 minutes or so, and as well as the zucchini. Sorry. Go ahead. And then we're also going to have the mushrooms. Those are going to go in for probably about 10 minutes or so. So we're going to kind of just work on everything here, get it all finished up, show you the noodles as they're done, and then we'll lay everything out, kind of stacking up the layers of the lasagna, and we'll kind of fill you in on all of the ingredients. We'll post all the ingredients too on the description. So we'll be back in a little bit. We'll let you know how we're coming along.
Alright, so we have our eggplant done. This is what it looks like after it came out of the oven. It is 2 smaller or medium-sized eggplants. They didn't have any big ones at the grocery store. And we have our zucchini in the oven, cooking away. We have it in there now for about 12 minutes. We have our portabella mushrooms all sliced up and ready to go in as soon as the zucchini is done. And Andrew here, oh my god.
Sorry, I know that was a terrible smile.
Will be cooking up the ground turkey, and he will be adding in some Italian seasoning and all natural fat-free minced garlic to the turkey.
I'm just starting with the ground turkey. Yeah, depending on what you find, obviously there's like 93% fat free. This one's actually the 85. Now, I mean, even though it's 85% fat free, we're still going to drain all the fat out of it. So, we're not going to put that in with the mix. We are heavy on garlic. So I add it in right away. Just kind of get in there into the actual meat right away. And then just with the Italian seasoning, I'm gonna get that in probably in a little bit, and then mix most of the marinara. We're gonna set a little bit aside for the bottom and the top layers, just so we don't have meat sitting around the bottom and right towards the top. That will take care of everything on this end.
Alright, so we're back here. Our mushrooms are done. Our zucchini is done. And our eggplant is done. And our turkey mixture is done. So what we're going to do now is start to layer our lasagna. We're going to start off, we're using a Delallo, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, premium, all natural, fat-free marinara sauce.
Which is great as far as 30 calories per serving, no fat, only 6 carbs, 2 fiber.
So we found a really good marinara sauce to use. So we're going to put a small layer of sauce on the bottom. Alright, then next we're going to layer some eggplant on the bottom on top of the marinara sauce.
And what we found out is, or what we heard from the Tim's video is that it's good to put the eggplant kind of on the bottom, and on the top is kind of the layers. Apparently just holds it together. Holds it together.
So well. Next, we're going to put another small layer of sauce.
So this time, this one I'll actually put a little bit of meat on it too.
Yes, actually that'll work. Then next, we're going to put in some Parmesan cheese, and we actually used what is it? Part skim. Parmesan, no, but the Parmesan cheese is just...
The Parmesan cheese is just
the grated. We didn't get anything special for this because we, the stuff that you use for your spaghetti, we just used 100% grated Parmesan cheese. So we're using 2 tablespoons. We're just putting it on top of the meat. And again, your choice as to whether or not you use meat or not. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but we like meat, so
I'll leave a little bit for later on.
I can't see a lasagna without meat, so. All right, next is going to be a layer of zucchini.
Okay.
And again, the zucchini, all the vegetables, the mushrooms, the eggplant, and the zucchini are all seasoned with Pam Olive Oil, salt, and then next pepper. We're going to use a layer of ricotta cheese. And we just got the ricotta is just the grocery store brand part skim ricotta. You can choose to use fat-free or whole, which I don't know anybody that would use whole in our group, but
especially if you're trying to do this as a weight loss or a Weight Watchers. Whole ricotta, I mean, knock yourself out, but you know you're getting yourself into.
But this is part skim. They didn't have fat-free ricotta at the grocery store.
No, they really only had part skim.
All right, so once we have the ricotta cheese spread over your zucchini, next comes the sauce, and in this case we will add our meat mixture again.
I think because there's this and then the sauce, so we use most of the meat here then. Because the last one we'll use primarily sauce.
Yes.
So
this will be the last meat mixture.
All right, well, let me just do this then. So yeah, like we mentioned, it's not a vegetable, but it's a noodleless. Because like Tim had mentioned, we're getting rid of all of the carbs, the heavy amount of carbs that you would find in the lasagna noodles. Yeah. So that's definitely a better way to describe it is the fact that it is noodleless. So it's a much healthier alternative.
All right, the next is mushrooms.
All right, we've got more than enough. Is it just the one mushroom layer?
No, you have mushrooms, 2 layers. Okay. All right, so once we have the mushrooms layered nicely on the meat mixture, we're adding mozzarella cheese, and this is also
actually in the fridge.
I think this is also
part skim. Yeah.
Part skim. Mozzarella, we just, it is fresh, just a brick of mozzarella that we grated ourselves, or whatever you call it, shredded.
I think the total is about a
cup and a half we're using. Don't use it all because we're going to put it on the top too.
Okay, that should be good.
Alright, and then we're going to put some sauce. This will be the rest of the sauce.
The final layer of sauce? Okay.
So, and really it's probably up to you as to how you want to layer your lasagna, whether or not you want 2 layers of zucchini or mushrooms or cheese or what have you. we're kind of going about it the same way that Tim did in his video. We took little notes.
We actually wrote on a piece of paper.
We wrote down exactly the order that he said his lasagna went in.
I think we're just skipping a second layer, unless I wrote it wrong, which, you know.
No, I don't think so. We're going to skip a second layer of mushrooms since we do have the meat in there also. If you're not doing a meat mixture, you may want to make sure you do have the 2 layers of mushrooms, since it does kind of give it a hardiness.
Cool.
Alright, so then is going to be our layer of eggplant.
Final one.
It looks delicious.
So it really does.
I've actually never had eggplant before.
And as have I.
And I've never really been a huge fan of zucchini. I guess it really depends on how it's cooked.
So you don't even eat zucchini when they cook it at, like, when we used to go to, like, the hibachi steakhouse places.
No, I don't. Not much.
See, and I'll eat it up.
So, yeah. Now is the rest of the mozzarella cheese.
And Tim made an excellent point in his video with this, is when you put that last layer of eggplant on, don't put any sauce between that last layer of eggplant and the cheese. That way, when it comes out, the cheese is all, you know, crackling and bubbling, and you know, it's got a nice crisp and a little bit of a burn to it. Just like you said, because that's good. So,
it is just good, that's for sure.
So that should be good, just a little bit here and there. So,
all right. So here is the
finished product.
The partially finished product. The finished product will be after we bake it.
The
assembled lasagna. We'll see the nice layers there. And it looks delicious. So we're going to put it in the oven at 400. I think we'll probably do about 25 minutes. And we'll check it.
Keep an eye on
just to, he didn't really say how long. So we're going to put it in for 25. Check it. Basically just to keep it warm. And
25 you said?
25 minutes. And as soon as it's out, we'll show you what the finished product looks like.
Cross dissolve.
Alright, so timer just went off, and we took the lasagna out of the oven.
It smells delicious.
It smells so good. And let's give you a little preview of what it looks like here. Oh, it looks so yummy. Yummy deliciousness.
We put it in for, what, like 25 minutes?
Yeah, 25 minutes on 400. Just enough to melt the cheese and warm it through. You can see the eggplant browned a little bit. It looks so good. So good.
Alright. Now, we figured it out we didn't figure it out for calories. We did figure it out for Weight Watchers Points Plus, though.
This is a 13 by 9 baking dish.
Right, 13 by 9. If we cut this into 6 pieces, which is still plenty for a 13 by 9 pan, if we cut it into 6 pieces, it's 8 points a piece. If we cut it into 8 pieces, it's 6 points a piece. So
your choice.
Basically, any way you slice it, no pun intended. It's a low point, hearty, massive, meal.
Yeah.
So we're going to cut it up. We're going to just get some green beans on the side, as if we're not getting enough veg with this. We're going to just add a little bit more to it. But we're going to get that prepped up. And
let it cool a little bit so we don't burn our mouths.
Well, of course. Show you the finished product.
We'll be back to show you the finished product and a little taste test. Alright, so we decided to cut the lasagna into 6 pieces just because it's the 2 of us. It has our vegetables in it, and we decided not to do the green beans with it. So
sorry, I lied.
Andrew lied. So we're going to cut it up here. We already divvied out 2 pieces. That's a lot for one serving. This is on a little plate, not a regular size dinner plate, so don't let it deceive you. Andrew's getting ready to try a bite.
Make sure I get some zucchini.
Make sure you get a little bit of everything on there.
Mm-hmm.
How's that taste?
That's actually really good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. And just like they said, I mean, you can taste that there's vegetables and like taste like there's zucchini, but it's not like
Overpowering.
well, not even overpowering because vegetables typically are actually going to be bland.
Yeah.
So I mean, thankfully with the seasoning and the meat with it certainly helps. It's great.
Yeah.
And I like the peppercorn. I can actually still taste.
Can you?
A bit of a spiciness. Not spicy really, but you know, you can taste the pepper.
All right, let's see. Oh, I need a fork.
Here, here's mine.
I don't want to use yours. You have cooties.
I got cooties.
Cooties.
Here, we'll switch. Let me
Cooties, cooties. All right, so there's a mushroom and eggplant. A little bit of zucchini.
Mm-hmm. Get a little bit of it. Get a little bit of it.
Is it hot?
No, it's really not. We realized we probably could have put it in for a little bit longer because it's not really steaming, but I mean it is warmed up and it's well cooked. But probably could have put it in maybe at 425 or.
It smells so good.
It really does.
It's really good, actually.
Well, I was like, come on. I mean, you're sitting there chewing. I'm like, can I get a reaction?
Yeah. No, this is actually really good. Mm. Definitely have to have the meat. Definitely.
Well, like you said, I mean, we've always had
like
meat with our lasagna, so I mean, it certainly helps.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good. So, good job, Tim. We'll pass it along to all of our Weight Watchers friends, and we'll post our recipe because I know we kind of tweaked it a little bit. We'll post our recipe in the description so you can make it if you choose to. Let us know how you like it and if you've made any of your own modifications to it. And
Tim, you literally just wrote back to Ryan, literally like 2 minutes ago, saying, "I hope you like it. Let us know."
It's
so
great.
We literally just cut it as you messaged us.
Yeah. So it's great, and bon appetit.
Bon appetit.